Hey guys, Saj Sadik here. Hope you're doing very well out there. Thought it'd be an opportunity to have a chat about Jason Gillespie, the one and only Jason Gillespie, the new Pakistan Test head coach. Those of you who aren't old enough to remember Jason Gillespie, the cricketer, well, he was a nasty, snarling type of pace bowler, part of a fantastic, all-conquering Australian team. The man was always a winner. He gave his absolute all. He suffered some injuries during his playing career, some horrible injuries as well. But one thing you always got with Jason Gillespie, and he didn't always get the headlines that he deserved because you had the likes of Brett Lee and Shane Warne and Glenn McGrath and all those guys in that bowling lineup. But as I say, he always gave 100%. And he was one of those guys who was always underrated. He probably didn't get the credit that he deserved as a cricketer. But there was no denying his ability, his skills as well, and the effort that he always put in. He was a tough customer. He was a battler. He was one of those cricketers who the opposition knew that they weren't going to get it easy with him. He's coached around the world. He's obviously been coaching in Australia. He's coached in had other spells in county cricket. Obviously, he was coach at Yorkshire as well. And by all accounts, he's a good coach. He's a good man manager, and a lot of players who I've spoken with, who've worked with him in the past, have sung his praises and said that there's one thing that you get from Jason Gillespie, the coach, is good man management skills, and in addition, he is somebody who will tell it how it is, and that could be his downfall in Pakistan cricket. If you're a coach who says it how it is, tells the players what they need to work on, what they need to improve on, and tells those players that, hang on, mate, you're not giving 100% here. There's things that you need to improve upon. A lot of those players don't like it. It's been the way in Pakistan cricket for a long time, unfortunately, and it comes back to player power. I remember a former coach who I won't name, he once told me this story about how there was a fielding camp going on. Well, a training camp where there were fielding drills taking place. And this guy was involved in that camp, and they were out there in the Lahore sunshine doing some work on their fielding, trying to improve some of the fielding of the Pakistani players, which isn't an easy job, of course. And so there were a few players missing who were nowhere to be seen. So they started the fielding drills, thought that these guys would show up. Anyway, there was no sign of them. And this particular coach, went looking for them. And there they were. They were sat in the comfort of the air-conditioned changing rooms, having a cup of tea. So the coach said to them, well, hang on, guys, you're supposed to be out there doing the fielding drills and training like the other guys are, the other players are. So you're not to be excused, you're not injured, and you've got no reason why you shouldn't be out there. And those players turned around and said to him that, no, I'm not doing any fielding drills today. I've been excused. And when the coach asked them who they'd been excused by, those individuals said by the PCB. And the coach was absolutely shocked at what was going on here. Anyway, he made some inquiries, and he said to the players, no, you need to come out here, and I don't care who said to you that you're not permitted to do these training drills. You don't have to do these training drills. And he said, oh, no, you need to get out there and take part like the other players are. They're not complaining just because it's a bit warm. You need to get out there and work on your skills. Anyway, we went out there in the hope that these players would join the training session. A few minutes later, he's summoned back to the dressing rooms where he's asked to take a telephone call. And lo and behold, is a PCB official saying to him that these players, who I won't name, will be excused from fielding drills. They don't need to do training today. When he asked what the reasons are, the PCB official said, well, you don't need a reason. These guys will not be taking part in training today, and there's no need for you to ask them to take part in training. So this is what the coaches are up against with some of our Pakistani players. Not saying that's always the case. I'm not saying it happens with all the players, but if these guys don't want to train, don't want to practice, don't want to work on their skills, then how are they going to improve? And if PCB officials, PCB management are allowing these players not to train without having a medical reason or a proper excuse, valid reason for them not to have to train, then, what hope is there for the coaches and the training staff? So this is my point with Jason Gillespie, battle-hardened cricketer, fantastic coach. He's come to Pakistan in the hope that he can instill some professionalism within the Test squad. He's come to Pakistan in the hope that he can improve the skills, the mindset of these cricketers. Well, he faces an uphill battle. And sooner or later, I'm sure he'll find out that how difficult it is to coach some of these guys especially when it comes to training and working on their skills, because some of these guys just do not want to improve. And I'm not saying that all Pakistani players are like that, but certainly there's a fair number of those players. Interesting press conference Jason Gillespie gave as well, where he spoke very thoroughly, very amicably about how he wants to improve Pakistan cricket, what the players need to work on, how he feels that Pakistan cricketers, especially in the Test format, in the red ball format, have a lot to offer. They've got a lot of skills, and it's just some of the finishing touches, some areas that they need to improve upon. He mentioned fielding, he mentioned fitness. Specifically, he went into depth regarding the fitness, which I'll come on to very shortly. And he wants to hone in on and work on those skills where he feels that Pakistani cricketers need to improve, need to work on. And he wants to make Pakistan a stronger team. He wants to improve them. Whether he will be allowed to do that or not, I'm not so sure. I'm hoping he is, but I think, as I said before, it can't be very easy coaching these guys. If you want to learn, if you want to work on those skills, then absolutely fine. You will improve as a cricketer. Takes me back to the coaching setup, and that same guy talking about the players being excused by PCB officials from training sessions. He always said to me that the people who work the hardest in training, in batting, the fielding drills, were the two oldest guys, Yunus Khan and Misbah. Just goes to show why and how those guys played for Pakistan for so long, and how they improved as cricketers and maintained their standards, because it was down to bloody hard work. And this is sadly what is lacking with a lot of our young cricketers these days. So yeah, going back to Jason Gillespie, he's going to try to instill that Australian mindset, isn't he? Whether he can do that within this group of Pakistani players, I'm not so sure. Australian cricketers have a totally different mindset. They have a totally different approach to the way they play cricket. And, they're from a young age, they are taught about being competitive, about working on their skills, about the importance of hard work, about the importance of improving and learning. Unfortunately, too many of our young cricketers these days are in the comfort zone. They want to play T20 cricket. They want to get picked for leagues, come in, smash a few balls here and there, score a few runs here and there, bowl 2-3 overs, bowl 4 overs if needed, and there you go. On to your next payday. I'm afraid that's not how it should work. The priority should be first-class cricket. We hear that all the time. And there's too many cricketers in Pakistan at the moment who are, as I say, in that comfort zone of playing white ball cricket and playing in various leagues around the world, making lots of money. They have no interest in playing first-class cricket. They have no interest in playing red ball cricket. I don't need to name those guys. You know who I'm referring to. As I say, that's not all of them, but I think Jason Gillespie is going to learn pretty quickly, as Gary Kirsten has, about the obstacles of Pakistan cricket. Gary Kirsten, obviously at the T20 World Cup, has seen what the obstacles are, what he's up against, the things that Pakistan cricket, where it lets itself down, where the players let themselves down, the internal politics, the situations that Pakistan cricket can improve upon, the issues within Pakistan cricket that we never seem to learn and improve upon, those same issues that have been plaguing Pakistan cricket for so many years keep rearing their ugly heads again and again and again. Those player power issues, that backbiting, that lack of support for captains, players wanting to be captain who should be nowhere near the captaincy, players whose performances have been dipping for so long, been going on a downward spiral, and yet they're still within that Pakistan squad. Players who are selfish, players who are only interested in their own stats, their own ranking, their own averages. They couldn't care less whether Pakistan win or not. Hopefully that mindset is going to change. Gary Kirsten wants to change that mindset. And I'm hoping that he's letting the PCB chairman know how it is in meetings that are ongoing within the Pakistan Cricket Board at the moment. Obviously, Mohsin Naqvi and Azhar Mahmood have been summoned by the Pakistan Cricket Board chairman. And I'm hoping that they say it how it is, because too often our coaches are reluctant to spill the beans, to tell the truth, to say how it was within that dressing room, the lack of professionalism, that selfish attitude that I've been talking about. So I'm hoping that Gary Kirsten says those cold, hard facts, gives the chairman the truth. He may not want to hear what the truth is, but Gary Kirsten needs to tell him what the truth is and what areas need improving upon. And the awful attitude of some of these players who are regarded as heroes. So going back to Jason Gillespie, yes, his dream is to improve Pakistan cricket. His dream is to improve the standard of Pakistan cricket. He's taking a Pakistan Shaheens team down to Australia, which is a fantastic step as well. I think there needs to be more Pakistan Shaheens tours to places like Australia, South Africa, New Zealand, and England. That's how these guys are going to learn and improve, by playing in those conditions, by traveling the world, not by playing in Bangladesh and Zimbabwe and in UAE. These are the countries that they need to go to and improve upon, conditions that they are not comfortable in. So, yes, I mean, Jason Gillespie, he's there. He's got a tough job on his hands because Pakistan Test cricket has been going downhill recently as well. He's full of praise for the likes of Shan Masood. The nucleus of a good Pakistan Test team is there. It's whether they can improve to the next level is the big question. The finishing remark that I want to make is that if Pakistani cricketers can't learn from Jason Gillespie, then they shouldn't be playing cricket. That is the facts. If you can't learn from a battle-hardened great like Jason Gillespie, then you will never improve your cricket. You will never learn. You will never improve as a cricketer, and you don't deserve to be anywhere near the Pakistan Test team. So fingers crossed that things go well. The Pakistan Test team makes progress under the regime of Jason Gillespie. I'm hopeful. I'm positive. But Jason Gillespie needs that breathing space. He needs to be allowed to work with these cricketers. He needs the support of the Pakistan Cricket Board, and I hope he gets that. Thanks very much for watching, folks. Take care.